Hey guys, Stefan Fischer here from All Off Road. It's finally time to walk you through my Land Cruiser 105 Super Tourer build. Let's talk about my battery setups for a dual underbonnet setup for the Cruiser. The normal dual underbonnet setup is 2 × 75 amp hours, simply because of the fact that I have a high output alternator which delivers over 200 amps straight out of it. So I needed bigger batteries to cope with that high input charge. My stock alternator unfortunately isn't up to the task, with only a maximum of 60 amp idle output and 80 amp output at full speed. Having the DC to DC charger, which alone takes 40 amps, 2 fans for the air conditioning, the air conditioned lights and so on, I opted for an SBC 270 XP, which has 200 amps at idle and up to 270 amps driving. It also has a larger housing but still retains OEM fitting, and it has a CNC 6061 T6 aluminium pulley. And very important, all internal components are Denso. It means I can keep all my gear charged, I can charge my drones, all my camera equipment, and don't have to worry whether I still have enough juice the next day. It also means that recharging the system now is fairly easy. If I do not intend to drive for a day and it's overcast, I don't have enough sun for my fixed mounted solar panel and my Red Arc 150 watt solar blanket, I can just crank the car over and let the car idle for half an hour. With a BC to DC charger and my high output alternator, I'm pretty much going to put in 40 amp hours in an hour. So half an hour of idling gives me 20 amp hours. However, when we replaced the alternator now, I discovered that on the housing of the M2K alternator also one of the crush sleeves was cracked, and that in return broke the bracket again. So I contacted M2K, I described them the problem. M2K US, what did they do? Within a week I had a new housing, a new cover. That new housing is much deeper and reduces the size of the crush sleeve and should provide far more stability versus the old housing, and therefore during corrugation and vibration should work much better. I received that from the US in less than 7 days now. So I can really only highly recommend M2K and their customer service. The M2K alternator, I would recommend it 100%. Quality unit, no issues, great customer support. So yeah.